Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
And I'm the second brother. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. Welcome to another amazing episode. So without much further ado, back to you, Mr. Phil.
Hey, today we're going to be sharing some powerful stuff with you. And you know the YouTube stuff. So let's quickly do that. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, all this good stuff. Share with people, share the content. It helps people. Look, what we're doing here is you're building a library that you can send people to. A lot of these things, we're doing the work for you so that you don't have to do it. We're doing this work for you so that you think, this is the topic, go and watch it. You don't have to put the camera on. You don't have to stress yourself with the kind of stress that we've done to bring this to you, okay? And obviously, it becomes a reciprocal.
Yeah, reciprocate.
Somewhere, basically, what that means is somewhere you have another word for library, basically. A reciprocity, where they can come.
That's different, actually, yeah.
And they can partake. And guess what? We're not charging for it. And sometimes that is a double-edged sword, because sometimes when you're not charging things for something, people don't appreciate it as much. So guess what? These things that we're sharing are the beginnings. It goes much, much deeper. And however, there's no point us sharing the deep things with you if you've not got the basic foundations. So get ready and understand that it goes much, much deeper. And those ones we're now going to put behind a paywall. I've been talking about it, and we're going to end up doing it. We're going to have a Patreon where people that are really interested in going deeper can now participate by paying for the information. Myself and Mr. Claire will pay thousands, probably even close to hundreds of thousands of pounds for the information that is flowing through us now. That is like they're just talking. But it's not, no. There's so many videos on the internet right now. One that comes to mind right now is Your Best Year Yet by Jim Rohn. What are you doing alive if you've not watched that video? It's actually there free. But I remember when it came out, we had to pay. We had to pay good money to buy the series. On VHS videos, Mr. Clay is already laughing because when I said series, you remember VHS video. And our friends and our family were looking at us like, what are they doing? Buying these videos. You want to spend money, you're buying these videos. But is it a surprise that those friends and those families now cannot do the kind of things that we do? Mr. Clay, over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. It's not a surprise. I remember I got my first job just to be able to afford those kind of things, to be able to pay for the information. So I wasn't, the price was the price. It's just either you can afford it, you can't afford it. And I had to be able to afford it. So I got a job so I can pay for it. But now we're in this world of social media where everything is free. And people miss it because of that, because it's so easily available. You don't think you need to put pressure or put effort into it. But that's not the topic for tonight. Mr. Phil, back to you.
It is funny enough, kind of the topic for tonight. But anyway, I've got my notes today because we got to get serious. I believe we're probably going to be, this might be episode 89. Don't quote me on it. But we're getting close to 90. and 100 videos. And I did say all topics from now to 100, they're going to be focused on Africa. From 101 to 200 is going to be Africans in the diaspora. How life is in the UK, Germany, and I know a lot of you want to leave Nigeria. You want to leave Nigeria bad. We've left Nigeria. We know where you're coming to meet here. Anyway, without much further ado, the topic tonight is Africa. Here is how to become unstoppable. Africa. Here is how to become unstoppable. Funny enough, actually, what I wrote here is how to be unstoppable. I don't know why I changed the B to become. So which one sounds better, Mr. Kinwe?
Become.
Become. Okay. That's gonna be the topic. So we've already changed that already. Here is how to become unstoppable. All right. First thing I'm gonna give you, then I'm gonna pass over to Mr. Kinwe, is this. The power of will. W-I-L-L. When you understand the power of will, you will understand how you are really and truly unstoppable. Now, as it is in the micro, so it is in the macro. What do I mean? These things that we're sharing, these principles we're sharing, as it applies to the individual, so does it apply to the country, so does it apply to the continent. The only difference is scale. So when we say Africa is failing because we're looking at the results that is coming from Africa. Mr. Phil, why do you say Africa is failing? Well, if it was not failing, would all of you want to run out of Africa? Just think of all the things that is making you want to run out of Africa. That is Africa's failure. So as a continent, if we say Africa is failing, that means Africa that is made of the countries of Africa overall is failing. And countries are made of states. And states are made of villages or communities. Villages and communities are made with families. And families are made with individuals. Sometimes that is what we miss. Oh, the country is not working right. Really, ladies and gentlemen, what we're saying is that the individual is not working right. So if every individual understands how to become unstoppable, then that understanding will reflect in the family, so that that family now becomes unstoppable. Then that reflects in the village. That village now becomes unstoppable. Then that reflects in the state. That state that becomes unstoppable. Then that state, it reflects in the country. That country now becomes unstoppable. Then it reflects in the continent. That continent now becomes unstoppable. So this principle will work with any grace, creed, whoever you are. It's a principle. So I just showed you that picture to show you that once the individual is unstoppable, then everything is just a scale from that. What are your thoughts, Mr. Clay?
Wow, that was very powerful. That is very powerful. My thoughts on that is incredible, because people always think that the problem is outside. And they don't see the connectivity from what's going on outside with what's going on inside. Because we're all powerless, right? We're in Africa, we're all powerless, and we're under a tyranny of oppression. You know, nobody can get away from it. It's all happening to us, and we are the victims. And we want liberators, wherever they are. Let them come and save us. And if we can escape, even better. You know? So
I'm laughing because I can relate. Carry on, sir.
So, is escape where the high seas or wherever route we want to do it, want to get out. But the universe is so wonderful that you're not powerless. You're actually far more powerful than you can ever imagine. There is a lot of power going on inside of you. And that is what Mr. Phil was talking about there. That you individually and collectively are more powerful than everything else that's going on. And you are actually the one that creates what you're going through, whether deliberately or undeliberately, but you have a part in it. You're playing a major part in it. And you can decide to continue taking a part in it, or you can decide not to change it. And you might be saying, oh, that's easy for you to say, Mr. Lay, you can change it, like I don't want to change it. But these people I'm around there with, they're mad people. They're crazy, they're not the right people. I'm in the wrong place. I'm the wrong country. I'm the wrong person. But let me assure you, there is nothing out there that you find in any other country that will be able to stand up to what you left behind. Only because you could not bring it's just like having children. And rather than celebrating your own kids, you're celebrating somebody else's children. How would that make your children feel? Well, I mean, your children will see it and notice it, that my mom doesn't treat me like that. My mom doesn't, or my parents don't, when they're feeding me, we don't use that plate. Those are not the plates we use. Those are not the cutlery we use. So when this guy comes around, that's when they bring out all the dishes that we didn't even know we had in the house. And kids will remember such things. I am. But that is not where the focus should be. The focus should be on you. You should be the focus. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
One of the things that came to mind when you were saying that, Mr. Clay, is the fact that, we've been here so many times when people will say, well, it's okay for you over there. You got light, you got food, you got everything. I know how you feel. That's how I felt. Thankfully, we that were talking to you, we were in Nigeria once. Mr. Clay, we were laughing some weeks ago when Mr. Clay is coming to England hinged on him being a good boy. If he was not be a good boy, you're not going. That was, Mr. Clay, you want to touch on that a bit?
Yeah. That was the, when you're dealing with teenagers, I suppose that is the criteria, whether they travel or not. And it's funny enough because when you then talk to the same people that were making those decisions, they will say, yeah, we took you out of that. We were the ones that decided. But we all know what it was like. It was on a knife edge.
It was on a knife edge. And another thing to say about that is that I know the pressure that comes with wanting to leave the country. I even made the mistake of telling people that I'm going to leave. Then it didn't happen when I said it was going to happen. Then everybody in the street, are you not going yet? Are you not going yet? And I know what it means to come here. And I know it's another demon that you're going to come and deal with. Yes, you may have the light. Yes, you may have better infrastructure. But isn't it funny that people commit suicide here as well? Isn't it funny that in this system, people cannot take it anymore? Myself and Mr. Clay, we have worked in buildings where regularly, every year, people will go to the top of the building and jump off.
Yeah.
What? People with blonde blue eye in their suit, they've got a Maserati in the basement, and they've had it that the next thing is to kill themselves. You got to ask yourself, what brought them to that? Where pressure can pile on you. I was telling Mr. Clay, one of the executives I was talking to the other day, she was telling me that, look, white woman, and she was telling me that, look, don't take it personal, because sometimes if I talk to you, I can be shocked. It's because I'm stressed. She actually said that. She said, I'm stressed. So if you ever have to call me, don't be offended if I'm short, straight to the point. Let me know where you're calling and let's get off the phone. I'm like, this is a white woman. And you think you're coming from Nigeria to here and you're not going to feel anything. Are you kidding me? So just know that it's another demon. I know we've come off the track a bit, so let me quickly go back to the track. The power of will. Because the topic tonight is here is how to become unstoppable. Understand that you are a sovereign entity. You are a sovereign human being. And the universe respects that, whether you know that or not. So the universe will defend your sovereignty with all the power of the universe. And if anything happens to you, you must have given your consent by commission, omission, or complicity. Somehow, they must have collected even the what you call juju, jazz. If they want to kill you, they have to trick you into you giving your consent to be killed. Whether by commission, that means that you agreed, or omission, your silence agreed, or your complicit. I was telling my daughter the other day that nobody can scam you. Let me repeat that. Nobody can scam you if you're not greedy. It's impossible. If they scam you and they steal money from you and they take money from you, it's because they have connected with the greed in you. That's the only way they can scam you. But if they come with a scam, because it will always sound like a good idea. Give you an example. I'm not saying it's worth this, but say this worth, we know is worth £20,000. Say we know it's worth £20,000. Actually, something similar happened to me. And I know it's very expensive. Then someone comes to me and says, Mr. Phil, I will sell this watch for you that I know is £20,000. I'm gonna sell it for you for you £700. Just £700. A Cartier watch. Look at it. You know it's 20,000, but I will sell it to you £700. So you run. You can't get 700. I'm just saying the basic scam. You run. You get 700. You count your 700 in their hand, thinking I'm gonna get 20,000. Then you look left and right. You get the watch. Like, you're even already guilty. You get home and you look at it, and you look at it closely. This is not Cartier. What does this say? This is Cartier. The guy sold me Cartier. This is Cartier. I mean, what am I reading? Now, something similar actually happened to me. And when it happened to me, Mr. Clay, I just relaxed and I laughed. I said, you see, you scammed yourself. I had to let it go. I had to go, well done. And I learned my lesson. And the lesson I learned is that me too, I wanted to buy a 20,000 pound watch for 700 pounds. I mean, not be thief. It's not clear, over to you.
Yeah. I was there one time when you got a leather jacket.
That leather jacket too.
So I've been there. I've seen you.
Learning the
But
lesson, real life.
and that was not even nothing. I got scammed for Bitcoin. So it
Wow.
happened where you just think like, oh, I'll get my money back. Let me just put my money in so I can get it back. But that is when you look at all the principle of getting wealth, none of them talks about going that route. Is it the richest man in Babylon? Not never says about betting your way to wealth. You can grow rich. Don't say about, what, you just need to get all the tickets you can lay your hands on and, you win the lottery one of these days. Isn't it amazing? That none of them talks about that, taking that route, or looking for the biggest scammers in the city. Back to you, Mr. Pim.
So today we're talking about here is how to become unstoppable. Africa, here is how to become unstoppable. And I was talking about the power of your will. When you will to do anything, whoever you are listening to me, when you truly will to do anything, you will end up doing it. I don't care how impossible it looks, how unreasonable it looks. When you genuinely will, that's one of the most powerful words in the universe, second only to the words I am. I will is the second most powerful one. So when everybody in Africa says, I will do this, remember, when the individual, he doesn't know how he's going to do it yet, it doesn't even make sense, nobody believes him, everybody thinks it's crazy, but he's saying, I will. What he has just done there, he has released the power of the universe, the same power that created life, the same power that says, let there be light. His words. When he says, I will, he has just released the power of the universe behind his intention. And if he continues to say, I will, and he continues to keep that intent, guess what? Everything, synchronicity, situations will come to conspire to make that will come to life. You know why? Because that is the deal of the universe. A lot of you, I'm not going to go any deeper, because if I go deeper, people will be thinking, so this will be behind paywall. Don't worry. But that's enough for you to start. Just know that whenever you say, I will, don't say, I will try. Because I will try. What you've just done is that you said, I, positive, try, negative, negative cancels positive, you're back to square one. Try is not an active word. It's a neutral word. So you don't say, I will try. No, I will. I will even prefer you to say, I won't. Because if you say you won't, then you won't waste your time. So that's another thing that I teach people. Take try out of your vocabulary.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't try to do anything.
You don't try to do anything.
You don't. The moment you're doing it, you're doing it. It's no longer try. And if you're not doing it, you're not doing it. So it's no longer try.
Yeah.
Did you want to chip in, Mr. Clay?
Yeah. I think, like we said, you're so much, the power that you have is in the will. Is so, because that will drives you, and that is your fuel. And what we've been actually being shown is how much power that you can build around your will. that you can actually have a picture of where you want to get to now. It's not about working towards it. It's about living the dream now and letting that empower your will, letting that vibrating on the level of what you're looking for, so that you can draw it near you. You can bring it to you, towards you. You can grab it wherever it is and connect with it and vibrate. Not only are you vibrating on that level, but you're actually connecting to it and joining it and bringing it into your realm. So it doesn't really matter what country you're in. It doesn't matter what family you're part of. You can actually do that now, tonight, right now. Whenever you're listening to this video, you can actually do that. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
And what Mr. Clay just said there, you see, you could be looking at yourself and you'd be like, well, how can I start? I know I will. I know I can will. But you don't know where I'm living. You don't know what is going on here. It's easy for you to see over there. Now, let's go into where you are right now. Start where you are. The issue is that, and I've made this mistake before myself. The issue is that we project to where we want to go, and we focus on where we want to go, and we forget that what gets us to where we are going starts from where we are. One of the mentors that I'm listening to right now, she put it in a beautiful way. She said, make wherever you are. I know some of you don't believe this, but we too, we have goals and aspirations that we cannot wait to be living right now. We're so eager. We want, okay, one of the things I tell people that people look at me like I'm a madman is that I want to be in Africa right now. I don't want to be in this system in the UK or US. I don't even want to sniff Germany. The only thing I want to do, Germany, Japan, all those places, is go there, holiday, in, out. Where I want to be is in Africa right now. I know it sounds crazy, but what people don't sometimes appreciate, Mr. Clay, is that it's like you are running a race and you've lapped the field.
Yeah.
And you've been around the field, so when people tell you, when you are saying that you want to be back in Africa, that they're thinking there's nothing they want to come and do in the UK that we've not done already.
You're not the only one that wants to be back in Africa.
Thank you. And we know why. That's the difference now. We actually know why we need to be in Africa right now. We don't need to be here. Our quality of life will be 100 times better immediately. So now, if my quality of life will be 100 times better immediately in Africa, that same Africa that you want to run away from. And I know why, and I know how. I want to be there tomorrow. But I can't be there tomorrow because there's still some things and there's some steps that it needs to be in place. There's still some revenue incomes that we're building that need to grow to the point to afford us to do that, so that we're not running back and forth again. No, we don't want to do the back and forth. Once we're gone, we're gone. So I'm eager to be in my dream right now, which is living in Africa, doing what I desire. I'm not going to say more than that, but that's my dream now. There was a time my dream was to be in the UK. But guess what? When you achieve your dreams, guess what? Other dreams manifest, or other dreams come into play. It never ends. You didn't hear me. It never ends. You just go from mountain to another mountain, to a higher mountain, to a higher achievement. So we want to do that. But one of my mentors now said, Mr. Phil, what you do, make where you are right now heaven. Make it so beautiful, Mr. Phil. Work on where you are. Because when you work on where you are, you're satisfied with where you are, then you create the tension of manifestation that really makes it happen. And what makes it happen is that when you're happy with where you are, but you're eager to where you're going, for where you're going, but you're happy with where you are while you're eager, that now makes you not desperate. And one of the things that I've learned about desperation is that whatever you are desperate for never happens. You didn't hear me. Whatever you are desperate for never happens. And if you force it to happen, you will suffer greatly for it. You didn't hear me. Let me say that again. If you're desperate and you force it to happen, you will suffer terribly for it. Let me give you an example. Some people have died in the deserts of Africa, trying to escape Africa. Listen to people that will say they will go and there's a job in Bahrain, there's a job in the Middle East, there's a job, they will get themselves on the truck, even women with babies and everything, and their bones are littering the deserts of Africa as we speak right now. Why? Because they were desperate and they forced it, and there are so many actors that will accommodate your desperation. And those people that even survived the desert, guess where they ended up? In the Mediterranean, in the sea. When I wanted to bring my partner, my ex-wife to the UK, I had people tell me, oh, we heard. Then we hear and then we approach you. We heard you want to bring your wife to the UK. Just give us £5,000 and we will do it for you. We will take her through Libya, then through Holland, then through this, then through that. You know what I'm saying? And I had to say no. Thank God I said no. And when I had to be here, that stage, I was almost desperate for her to be here, but I, like Mr. Kenneth said, I held the principle of doing things the right way. Guess what we did? In the end, we went to the British Embassy. We ignored all the so-called advice. We went to the British Embassy. Guess what they did? They declined us, Mr. Clay. Declined. Boom. At that time, it was like the world was ended. But thankfully, I read enough books. And the books tell us, once decline doesn't mean defeat. So I spoke to the officer. I didn't panic. I asked them, why did you decline us? Explain yourself. Some Africans don't even know how to do that. They're like, yeah, I was even there seeing people do that. Why did you tell them that? You should not. And the man is beating his son in front of the interviewer. YOLO she, why did you tell him that? But I didn't lose my composure. I just said, okay, we're declined. He said, yes, we have to decline. I said, okay. Why? Can you explain yourself? And he told me. And in his telling me, I started understanding, okay, so this is what you're looking for. This is what you, okay. And then I said, okay, so these are the points that you've said. He said, yes. So what you're saying is if I take care of this, and I take care of that, and I take care of that, you will give us what we're looking for. And the guy said, yes. And I said, no problem. We're going to go and take care of this. We're going to go and take care of that. We're going to go and take care of that. And we're coming back. And he said, okay. Once you've taken care of this, that, and that, you can come back. And I said, by the way, I don't want to see anybody else. I want to see you. So what's your name? And that's how we did it. Is that not better than risking the trip in the desert? Sometimes they get raped, sometimes they get killed, sometimes they get, yeah? Just because you want to avoid doing things the right way. Why did I go into that? I'm saying that when you do things out of desperation, you will pay a heavy price for it. So instead of doing things out of desperation, why not do things the right way? Why not do things the unstoppable way? And the unstoppable way is doing the right thing. It's usually always following the principle of planting. You see a farmer, oh my goodness, look at your harvest. Look at your harvest. I want an harvest like yours. And the farmer says, plant seeds. And you're like, oh, I don't have time to plant seeds. But I love your harvest. I love your harvest. And the farmer says, well, you got to plant seeds. But I don't have the land. I don't have the time. I can't be bothered. But I want the harvest. That's how we carry on. And the farmer says, well, you have to plant seeds. Say, boy, it's boring. You mean I have to plant one seed like this? Then I plant another seed like this. Then I plant another seed like this. I was thinking about this earlier. Some people will see us, Mr. Clay, later on, and they'll be like, oh, man, you've got such a big library of videos. Wow. You're lucky. You're lucky. Look, you've got a library and people are already watching your videos. You're lucky. You're lucky. And you'll be like, but we started with one video. Then we did another video. But you have 80, 90, 100, and yeah. What did we do? One video. 2 videos. Now it becomes what they don't see the one video. As a matter of fact, when you're doing the one video, they will all say, they will laugh at you. He's doing one video. 2 videos. You're still doing 2 videos. 3 videos. 5 videos. 10 videos. 20 videos. 50 videos. Huh? Over to you, Mr. Clay.
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Phil. I mean, there's a price to be paid. And that price is not something for you to be scared about paying, because that's where your growth is hidden. That's where your lifeline is. So enjoy it, embrace it, plant the seed, go on the journey, develop yourself, watch the videos, this video, not just once, watch it over and over again till it gets inside you. Because this information is not head knowledge. It needs to go beyond the head. It needs to come from you, inside you. So when somebody pinches you, this is what will come out of you. Even you will be shocked. You're like, wow, that's what I said. They asked me this, and that's what I said. And I didn't do this, I did that. You know, because you need to separate yourself from the crowd. And that's by you working on your will, by you making your current situation heaven, by you not being desperate because you have everything you need right now. Anyway, you already have it. You're already living in paradise. You might not know it. You might be thinking, oh, outside influence designer, I want to wear designer. When I wear designer, that's when I'll feel good. When I wear Cartier watch, that's when I'll feel good. When I wear Bible cologne, that's when I'll feel good. Well, none of those things will make you feel good. The feeling good is inside. So you make even if it's just your akara and the dundu, that's your gourmet meal. Enjoy it like it's a gourmet meal. I love it. Love the taste. I wish I had akara, by the way. You know, enjoy it. Because trust me, it doesn't get any better than that.
Mr. Kelly, I hope I don't dox you, because I just wanted to share. Don't have to go deep, but I just wanted to share. You're at the stage now where you told me some days ago, you said, Mr. Phil, I've got everything that I'm supposed to have. Is it money? Is it the job? Is it the title? Is it the... But you said something, and then I wonder if you want to touch that a bit.
Yeah, I was telling Mr. Phil that, you know, I've got all the external things that should make you very happy. But I wasn't feeling the happiness. You know, because when you look at it, I've got it. Tick boxes are ticked. But the joy, the happiness is not there, because I'm looking at all these things and I'm thinking, I've got, it's not exciting me. I was looking for the wrong place. And that's what, Mr. Phil made me realize that the happiness is a decision.
Hmm.
You decide to be happy in your current situation. It's not none of
Hmm.
these external things is there to make you happy. Because when you're watching a TV advert, they say, if you get the latest iPhone, then you'll be happy. You know,
If
if
you get the
you
latest property, then
then you'll be happy.
if you have the latest car,
Aha, then
then
you'll be happy. If you get the 2022 version of the car you got, then you'll be happy, guaranteed. And yeah, you might be happy for the 5 minutes. They're not lying, totally, they're not lying. But it just fades very quickly, The happiness doesn't last. You'll be happy and you feel like, what next will make me happy? No, that's the wrong focus, because that's where you start buying all these things and you're still not happy. And then you start getting into debt and you're still not happy. So, especially bad debts. So, it's about making that decision within yourself. I'm happy. I am happy now, and then you can then enjoy the things outside. Back to you, Mr. Phil. I hope that answered the question.
thank you. Beautiful. Like Mr. Clay said, tell yourself, I will be happy now. That will is the action word. That will is the power word. But Mr. Phil, you don't know where I live. I live near a gutter. And it smells sometimes. Because the mother effing people, they sometimes even defecate in the gutter. Well, I can't afford, actually, but gutter actually will cut through my room. I've seen situations like that. How do you want me to turn that into heaven? Okay. Have you cleaned the place as much as you can regularly? But Mr. Phil, other people make it dirty. That's the price you have to pay. Because I can guarantee you, I'm not saying that everybody lives in that kind of situation, but sometimes I like to go to the worst case scenario to show that if it works on the worst case scenario, then nobody else can have an excuse. Some of you have spoken about this before. Start with what you can do. Use your will to start with what you can do. It could be suddenly people just notice that you're making your bed before you leave the house. It could be in your compound. You just take it upon yourself to sweep that compound every day. But I'm not the youngest. Well, do you want to be unstoppable or not? Because while you're doing that, you're not the youngest. Let somebody else doing it. Again, I ask you, do you want to be unstoppable or not? Because if you're doing that and you're sweeping, and everybody's looking at this guy, this guy is not the only one living here, but he's sweeping. Mr. Clay actually do certain things like that every day. Even at this level, where some people can be animals. But I take it upon myself to do the cleaning as part of my creating my heaven, wherever I'm at. I could go and fight them. I could go and discuss with them. But guess what I'm doing? Why I'm fighting them, why I'm discussing with them, guess what I'm doing? They're stopping me. I'm telling myself that if they don't do what I want them to do, then I'm stopped. But how about me taking the power away from them? How do I take the power away from them? Whatever it is I'm expecting from them, I don't expect it from them. I do it. Guess what? I become unstoppable. So wherever you find yourself and you're saying, do the most you can. A lot of you people in Africa, I've dealt with you guys. Some of you, I'll say, let's do this. The first thing you give me is an excuse. That is a habit. That's the stoppable habit. Start living the unstoppable habit. Because you choose your habits and your habits choose your future. Let me repeat that. You choose your habits and your habits choose your future. So myself and Mr. Clay, our habits is our unstoppable habits. Another thing that we do, we don't, to make yourself unstoppable, and this is where we're going to round it. There's more points. There's more points. But I'm going to stop here. Don't let your need for approval distract you. We're saying how to become unstoppable. I know how it feels. I've lived like that for so many years. I want to do something. I ask this person, how does it sound? How does it look? Mr. Clay is laughing because he saw me suffer for many years. The moment I'm asking Mr. A, how does it look? How does it sound? What do you think? I'm stopping myself. The day I became unstoppable was the day I stopped asking people what they thought. The day I became unstoppable was the day I stopped asking them for their opinions. Did you hear that opinions are like assholes? Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
If you've listened this far, then you deserve that gem. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Again, the topic is how to become unstoppable. Use the power of the will, the power of intention. Start where you are. Start changing things where you are for the better. Take it upon yourself. Take the responsibility upon yourself. Then don't ask for approval. Don't ask to be acknowledged. Don't even ask to be seen. Because the moment you're trying to get approval, acknowledgement, or things like that, you're stopping yourself because you're basically giving the power to them. Then you say, I am powerless. And the universe is looking at you. Yes, you're powerless because you gave the power to them.
Yeah.
Mr. Clay, please.
Don't let them sap your power. And the people that we always have the habit of going to the wrong people anyway. When you want to ask them, what do you think? How do you feel? What does it look like? Those people are the wrong people because number one, they haven't done what you're asking them, that you're telling them you want to do. If they've done it before, then yes, by all means, go and ask them. But you know the people you're asking haven't even done anything. You're telling them you want to conquer the world, and they haven't even conquered your street, you know? So those people will only tell you, you know, what we figured out, I've been asking over the years and looking at them, you think, you know what, these people are only telling me I can't do it because they can't do it. It's not that I can't do it. They can't do it. They're telling me I shouldn't go for it because they can't do it. So never, ever, ever limit yourself before you even start by letting them deflate you. And they will come up with good reasons and good opinions why you shouldn't go for it. So do it. And they can't even help you on your journey anyway. Because that's another thing. You want to tell them so that they can help you. I mean, I won't be doing it on my own. I'll tell you, come along, we do it together. No. They're not made that way. The people you're surrounded of, because if they were, they would already be doing something. You know? So I mean we can definitely dive deeper.
We can dive deeper. We're gonna round up now, but finish.
So it's important that you don't go for them for their validation, for their consent. You get the inspiration, run with that inspiration. Guard that inspiration. Water that inspiration. Let that inspiration be your fuel. Don't let them steal it from you. On that note, catch you next time. Mr. Phil.
Thank you, Mr. Kalea. And so when you take these principles that we're giving you to become unstoppable, other people will be watching you. Not everybody will be watching, or not everybody will care, but the universe, I can guarantee you, has planted seeds in everybody, and you'll be an example to other people. And when you're an example to other people, not everybody in your family, but one or two might be. Not everybody in your village, but one or two might be. Not everybody in your state, but one or two might be. You do you. And then that ripple effect, it's what now will in the future become the harvest that we're like, whoa, Africa is now unstoppable. But Africa only becomes unstoppable starting with you and I. On that note, speak to you later.
Okay, bye. Catch you next time.
God bless.